ASCO 2016 it's a very important meeting for the Alliance and for avelumab. We have been selected for presentation of 14 different reports. We have 2 oral presentations, 3 poster discussion, and the remaining are posters. Of these 14 abstracts, we cover 7 different tumor types in which avelumab has shown clinical activities, and we're reporting either for the first time or update on these tumor types. In addition, we present some of the outline of our ongoing or short to start phase 3 trial. The highlight for us is definitely the presentation that will be later today on oral presentation on Merkel cell carcinoma, where we're presenting compelling data in second-line Merkel cell carcinoma, in which this is a very serious disease in which we have responses in tumor with shrinking more than 30% in about 1/3 of the patients in this second-line population. That means that's been pre-treated with chemotherapy and failed on chemotherapy. In addition of these 32% responses, about 9% have been complete responses. That means near complete shrinking of the tumor and disappearance of the tumor. So obviously the Merkel cell carcinoma for us is a major highlight and potentially is a registrational trial, in the meaning that we plan to file for an accelerated approval in the US and Europe based on these data. The other tumor types I can just mention to you that we presented data. It's some data of mesothelioma also selected for our presentation, data on first-line lung cancer, on gastric cancer. We have an update on ovarian cancers and some rare tumors like adenocortical carcinoma, and I mentioned already mesothelioma. These are roughly the highlights of the abstracts.
I think another important abstract for us is an update on the safety database. So within our avelumab program, we have now treated over 2,200 patients, including over 1,600 in the phase 1 study. And we're providing here an update on the safety on the first 1,300 patients, a very comprehensive look at all side effects. And this is one of the biggest data sets yet presented for a checkpoint inhibitor. So in general, the response rate with checkpoint inhibitors across all tumor types will be between 15 to 25%, perhaps up to 30%, for example, in Merck cell carcinoma or melanoma. So one of the biggest parts of our strategy is combination therapies, and we're just starting to explore various combinations with our internal portfolio, but also working with external partners and with alliances. We've started already a registration study with axitinib, so phase 3 study with axitinib plus avelumab in first-line renal cancer versus Sutent. And that study we're accelerating based on data that we've generated in a phase 1 study with avelumab plus axitinib. And we're looking at a number of other combinations, including with IO, with other immunotherapeutic compounds like 4-1BB, now called utomilumab, or OX40, but also with chemotherapy. And we've started, for example, a phase 3 study in platinum refractory resistant ovarian cancer, which is avelumab versus Doxil plus avelumab.
I want to point out another couple of things. We're also investing very, very heavily as an alliance on biomarkers, particularly novel biomarkers. And having these tumors from almost 2,000 plus patients, it's a major asset, and we are applying really state-of-the-art technology to explore, in addition to the PD-L1 immunohistochemistry, many novel biomarkers and start to correlate them to the response rates. Now, this is more in the future, maybe in the midterm, but we hope that would be another way in which we can markedly increase the response rate.